We are back. I want to talk about Las Vegas.
It's a fun
I thought
city.
you was down there for work, but it turns out you were down there for play.
Yeah, it was a short vacation, but it was much needed.
Yeah.
Went down there with my fiance, went and hung out.
Cool.
Yeah, it was so fun. It was hot in the sun and cold in the shade, which was nice.
Yeah, I bet it was. Did y'all play? What y'all play down there?
We played blackjack. That was our game. We played. We had tons of fun. Went to a couple shows. And had a grand old time. And yeah, we've already booked our next trip back.
Nice.
Yeah, we love it there.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
And your plane got in at what time this morning?
I got in at 3 a.m. and I made it here for the podcast.
Look at that.
For you guys.
Talk about committed to growth.
Yeah. 100%. Well, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the Core Compass Podcast.
Welcome.
I'm Walker.
Yes. And I'm Jeremy, and we are so excited to be sharing another episode with you folks. In this podcast, we'll cover everything core group, talk about connecting people to destiny, and everything in between.
Yep. Our guest today is Director of Community Engagement, Leanne Milne.
Hey.
High five. We got here. High five. We got Leanne. We pinned
ma'am.
Leanne right here. Oh, hey,
Come
man.
on, Walker.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, welcome, Leanne. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
She always got that bubbly smile and personality.
It's the best.
Yeah.
So, talk to me a little bit about how you got to Core Group, and then as well, what your first big project was and how you started it.
Yeah. So I actually knew our CEO, Matt Furman, from my last job at a church, and I had previously recruited him, which is funny because we're a recruiting company, but I recruited him and his wife to volunteer in a second grade classroom for a year. So every single Sunday they showed up, and it was, second grade is full of a lot of big energy. They did not know what they had signed up for, but they were in it to win it. Mm-hmm. And then throughout that year, I was kind of like, I think it's time for me to leave. I think it's time for me to look for different things. Like
try something new.
Yeah. And his wife reached out to me and was like, hey, we have a job for you. Do you want a job? And I was like, yes, Michelle. I would love to work with you. That would be incredible. So a week after that phone call, I started working for Core Group. Okay. I started as Matt's executive assistant.
Okay. His EA.
I had never been an EA. I knew nothing. I barely used Outlook. So I learned really fast. I watched a lot of YouTube videos. My first big project was taking our CEO's email box, which he had never had any. He had never had anybody manage it. And so it went from being like parallel to his brain where he just knew everything was in there, but it was all searchable, to me trying to build in a structure that worked with how fast his brain moved, but also was something that was findable for me or for other people if they came to me and needed resources. When I started, there were about, I want to say like double-digit thousands of emails that needed to be sorted.
Wow.
Okay.
Because he just moved so fast.
Yeah. Wow.
He so you redid his whole Outlook.
Yeah.
How long did that take you?
A hot minute, because there were two.
He had two emails?
Because we didn't have an IT person back then
that's
either,
right.
and one had broken.
You know who it was? It was Alex Den. He was the IT person.
He was. He's a recruiter. He's not an IT person. Yeah, it was, one had broken, so he had made another one because he was like, we have to keep going.
Yes.
So it took me, I don't even know how long, because he gets hundreds of emails a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was an unburying process.
Well, that's always fun.
Wow. So you tell me about Matt and Michelle being second grade teachers. I want to know about that.
Yeah. It's so cool because you get to see their dynamic, and he coaches some of his kids' sports teams, and she's coached cheerleading, and she's really into fitness. So they're a really fun couple to put in a classroom. But this year, they were teachers in 2021, so just post-COVID, which meant you had our classrooms had groups of like 30 kids in them.
Oh, wow.
So after COVID, that looked a little different, but it was like, because they hadn't been around other kids as much, their energy took up even more space.
Wow.
And so I would walk by that classroom
that.
and look in the window.
That.
Yeah. And I would see Matt doing like jumping jacks with 30 second graders. And he was like, this is my classroom management plan.
Sounds
and I was like,
get up.
All right.
Sounds so like Matt. Sounds so like him. Wow. And you talk about, Michelle paying it forward. You gave them the opportunity. She comes back to you. And what's your first thoughts when you was like, do you have any questions? Or you was like, yes, whatever it is, sign me up.
I think it was really a God moment, because when I was recruiting them, I had this moment. We did like a volunteer. I recruited like anywhere from 30 to 70 volunteers for a year. Right. And so I remember sitting there during this dinner, and he asked a question about what happened if commitments changed and they had to like adjust plans halfway through the year.
Okay.
Which nobody's ever brave enough to ask, but Matt is always brave enough to ask the question.
He is.
And I was like, I think I could work for them. And that was almost a year before I came here. And it was just a moment of knowing.
Yeah.
And so when this came up, it was almost more like it was just time.
Like a confirmation.
Yeah, it was just right.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow. So, Leanne, tell us, for those that don't know, we know you, but many people don't know exactly what you do and how, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But tell us how you balance everything, core group, your personal life, etc., and all in between. How do you do that? How do you make it work?
Man, I think it's a mix. One, you don't always have to balance it well, right? Like, have a thriving plan for when life is going really well, and then have a survival plan. For when you're like
survival plan. Yeah,
like,
I like that.
Maybe I should make breakfast every morning, but maybe that's not happening this week, and I didn't make it to the store, and life is really busy. So like, we're going to account for picking up breakfast on the way, and that's a survival plan. And then you get back into an area of thriving, and you can switch back to your other plan. So
I
like,
love that.
As somebody, right?
Yeah.
On the operations side, like, it is our job to have a plan for every problem.
Yes.
Absolutely.
I need that in my personal life
Absolutely.
as well.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense. Wow. So do you ever find yourself kind of having to, like you said, switch from survival to thriving, to survival, thriving, the roller coaster? How do you kind of make sure you hit an equilibrium?
Yeah. My last job, I worked at a mega church where I met Matt, and it was 24/7. Like, we
constantly. Ministry work is just constant.
It's all the time. It's all the time. And so coming out of that into a job that was very 8 to 5 and really prioritized work-life balance, it shifted my approach to the week, where I was like, okay, I need to plan in time for me. I need to account for what it means to invest in myself.
Okay.
And so part of it was a shift when I came here. It's always nice to have a fresh start.
Yeah,
you know, I was a new kid at so many schools that, like, being the new kid in life, I was like, this is my time.
Right. Right.
But then we just started, my partner and I just started having family meetings like every week on Sunday.
Okay.
And I bought it on Etsy for like $5, but it's like a 4-page template, and it walks you through like big things happening this week and what you need this week, and like the things that are important to get done this week. And that has been so helpful. Yeah. Cause I was kind of getting in a rut, more survival than thriving. And I saw it in myself, and I was like, we're watching too much SVU, and we're eating too much Taco Bell, and some things have to change.
Yes. We need some structure.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's up on the fridge, and man, I have checked off so many things this week.
Great.
Wow.
Yeah, but not in a way that's overwhelming, because it's like limited size boxes to put stuff in.
Oh my goodness, Leanne, you got to share that template.
I will. I'll send it to you.
You got to share that template for real.
That'll help.
Yeah.
So, we have a lot of core values, and they're all, not one is greater than the other. If you could pick one that resonates with you the most, which one would that be?
I love this question. I love it so much, because core values are who we are and what we do.
Absolutely.
They're not just like what we wish we were.
Absolutely.
Right? I really like when they came out with our 2 new ones, results oriented, self-motivated and results oriented. Self-motivated for me is the whole reason I'm where I am, because how do you go from being an executive assistant to a director of a team in 6 months? And a lot of it was, Matt and I like to joke that I came on board, and really quickly, apparently the exec team realized I should not be an EA, which is always good when somebody can look at you and be like, that's not your strength.
Yeah. But the other part is you have to be open to receive it.
Yeah.
And you were open.
Yes.
So
Yes. And so I didn't realize they knew at the time, but he and Bob went to a conference, and they were like, we need to build out this new division inside of operations. And then they thought of me because what I had been doing was all of that work already, because I had seen a need.
Makes sense.
And then I had just decided, like, okay, I want to steward this well. Like, they gave me this opportunity to work here. I will do whatever it takes to help this company succeed in a healthy way.
Right.
And so I would, I don't know, do things with technology and automations and projects and processes that had nothing to do with being an EA, but there was a need because our operations team was so small back then.
Yeah.
And so they thought of me and they invited me into the role, and I was thrilled. And it was awesome to have this team come around me. But then I got to see self-motivation, not just in myself getting there, but in my team. My
It's
team
a
is
great feeling.
very cross-functional.
Yeah.
We have marketing, we have technology, we have like day-to-day operations, and it all lives in one room together.
Yeah.
If they didn't own what they did, if they weren't self-motivated to take care of what they were responsible for, man, I could not stay on top of all
Ball
of
will
them.
be dropped.
Yeah. I have to trust them to juggle the balls. And then, of course, you know, keep in touch and know what they're up to. But the level of excellence they do it at, I can't push them further than they can push themselves.
Right.
Yep.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right. Wow. Self-motivated. That's a good one. So I got a fun question for you, Leanne.
Yeah.
If you could be any age
Ooh.
and you would stay that age,
Okay.
what would that be?
30.
That was
really quick.
Final
That was
answer.
without hesitation.
Yeah. I'm turning 30 this year. So
Okay.
we're just arriving. So
Hit
who
the
knows?
big 3-0.
I
Yeah.
know.
You're
I'm
getting
really
up
excited.
there. Oh, you're still young, but yeah, you're getting up there.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Wow.
30 is like, 20s are a hot mess.
A hot mess.
Right? There's a
Yeah.
roller
A
coaster.
hot mess.
I would not do my early 20s
A hot
again.
mess with hot sauce
for so
on
much
it,
money.
with all kind of stuff. Jalapeno, it's just hot. Yeah,
It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah. So 30. So why 30? Other than you're turning 30. Or
Yeah, I'm
what
turning
else?
30. No, I feel really settled in who I am. There were a lot of bumps, a lot of bumpy points, early
Yeah.
20s, mid 20s. And I think I'm glad I got to go through enough hard stuff that now I have people in my life going through it, and I can be like, hey, it gets better. Like, but now getting to this point where it's like, no, I know who I am on my inside. Like, even if the bottom falls out again, because it has, and
Yeah.
it will again at some point.
Yeah.
Like, there's a core of me that's okay. And that's a really nice place to be. Also, around 30, I feel like you start having enough money to like do fun things.
Right.
And early 20s, I did not have enough money
Right.
to do fun things.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense. Wow. So we know your personality as bubbly and you always positive. Were you like that as a teen and growing up? And
I was the good kid.
were
Okay.
you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you was a teacher's pet?
Yes, I
You
was
would tell on-
valedictorian.
So you would
Really?
tell on me and Walker. You
That's
the type-
awesome.
Yeah. Wait, what was that?
I was
She's
valedictorian.
valedictorian.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
I don't.
I just knew she was smart.
I knew she was smart too. Valedictorian. So you was kind of the kid would go tell on everybody probably. If you
No.
weren't doing right.
No, I was really good at keeping secrets.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
she was smart and kept secrets. Okay.
I
yeah.
kept secrets.
That
She
was-
wouldn't have
First
told
in
on
line.
us. She wouldn't tell
Yeah.
on us.
Yeah.
she wouldn't
I
tell
love
on
to
us.
volunteer first.
So okay.
But I had friends from all walks of life because I found like humans are fascinating. Stories are fascinating. And
Yep.
They are.
people are delightful. Right. And so like, no, I'm not going to go tell on you because I find you as a human to be
Yeah.
like wonderful and incredible. But also you better believe that I still remember the passages I had to memorize out of like Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So you've always kind of been that personality.
Yeah.
pretty
Pretty much
much.
the same, just more myself now.
Yeah.
it's-
You know, it's like it's uncovered.
Yeah.
Did you grow up in Houston?
No.
Where are you from?
Ooh. I was born in North Carolina.
Okay.
We moved around a bit. Missouri, Georgia, South Carolina, hit Texas when I was 13. Did my teen years Central Texas, went to UT in Austin for college, and then came down to Houston.
Go
So just like
Longhorns. Yeah. Hook 'em.
great school.
So do you like Texas better than North Carolina and all those places? Or how would you rank Houston?
Houston is different to me from Texas. Houston, I love. I did
Houston
not
is-
think I would.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that. They're like,
Yeah.
I don't think I'll love
H-Town,
it. Then
baby.
you come here and live here, and like, okay, I'm not going anywhere else.
H-Town, baby.
Yep.
That is me.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, my partner's family is all like Sugarland, Houston area.
Yes.
She loves Texas.
Yes.
Like everything about Texas she loves. I was a Missouri kid. Like that was my formative elementary years.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever not miss leaves changing color.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But
More than we have here, you know.
Oh,
It's,
absolutely.
it doesn't change
no,
color.
it just goes from green to brown.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you blink an eye and it's
It's
another.
gone.
I'm telling
it's
you.
not like, yeah.
It's like an avocado.
it is.
It's
It really
Yeah,
is.
it is.
It's a
It
great way to
is.
put it.
So, what do you enjoy doing most when you're not here working, and when you're not, what's your downtime? What's your hobby?
sidewalk chalk. Is
Okay.
that-
Yes, I remember that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
Mo's the director of direct hire recruiting. I don't know his actual title.
Director of recruiting is his whole title.
Director of recruiting.
Yeah.
And he once, we had done a lot of stuff for direct hire recruiting specifically. And so he once brought me a bucket of chalk as a thank you. And I deeply appreciated that because I go through some chalk. Like,
See?
it's an easy hobby. There's no setup. There is no cleanup.
Wow.
You put on some stand-up comedy and you just...
Go.
And then my dogs can play in the backyard and I
Yeah.
just color on the patio.
Wow.
Yep.
Look at that. See? The small things matter.
Yeah.
The small
The
things
small
matter.
things
Yeah.
matter. Just
Yeah.
that good. Well, Walker, I think it's our time to send the shout outs.
Yeah, let's shout out some companies. So these are two
Yes.
companies that we recently started working with, one we worked with for a while, Frontline Response and Hope Legacy Collective, Jamie Hampton, who we hope to have on the podcast one day. And then
That would be
Frontline
awesome.
Response. Leanne, do you want to tell us a little bit about that? I know a
Yes,
little bit, but
please.
I'm sure you know more
Let
than
the
I
world
do.
know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Frontline Response is incredible. So
Yes.
they were originally located in Atlanta and they have been spreading out. They work to provide emergency safe houses for women coming out of sex trafficking.
Yep.
The need is for the first 48 to 72 hours after somebody exits sex trafficking so that they can be triaged, receive immediate care for what they need, kind of come down from that adrenaline and that trauma.
Right.
And then they can transition into longer term care because there are some incredible organizations that provide long-term care like Elijah Rising. And Elijah Rising actually was one of the organizations that asked Frontline Response to come to Houston. They said, we need a house like this here because we need somebody to provide that middle step. So their goal is to have their house up and running. I believe it's in the next year.
Okay.
I think they need, I can't remember how much more money, but they've been fundraising for the last little bit. Somebody already provided them with a house, and so now they're working on getting everything.
Beautiful.
All the
Everything
funds
that
to
they
get
need.
ready.
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
That's awesome.
Tell
That's
us
fantastic.
about Legacy Collective.
So it's Jamie Hampton. It's a church, right? Or is
It's not exactly a church. It's a nonprofit.
That's right.
That partners with businesses and different organizations to provide service opportunities so that
that's
we,
it?
as different groups, go on mission. And their whole concept is that we are more effective, not just them pulling people into them, but if they could partner with a company and get that whole company on mission serving others, how incredible would that be?
Yes.
Yes.
And Matt says it all the time. It's much more different than going and playing golf or going to have a drink. You go serve with somebody that
Right.
makes a long lasting
Right.
connection that's not
Absolutely.
forgetting. So
Absolutely.
that's great. Yeah, we love working with you guys, and hopefully we can have Jamie on here. That's a goal
that
of
would be
ours.
huge. So yeah, like Frontline, shout out Frontline Response. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
And Legacy Collective. I think there's a scripture passage said that the harvest is plentiful, but the labors are few. And so in Houston, we need that type of support. Let's get behind them. And
Yeah.
I love working here because Core Group, that's what we do here.
That's one of the
That's
one of the core
awesome.
values.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So, talk to me a little bit about, what is a community engagement leader? I know you talked about it a little bit and, what's your team and everything, but, what are some things that you do here? And what does your team look like?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have some of them in the room
Yes.
who are
We
very
do.
nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, they're incredible.
Yes.
Actually,
Yeah.
I love my team. So community engagement was built from this idea that Bob, our COO, and Matt, our CEO, had about how our candidates that we work with, our clients that we work with, and the individuals at our company are all part of our community. So my team, community engagement, is actually an operations team. Like anything that's process related, anything that's technology related, if there's a system, if there's a project coming down the pipeline and they're like, there's going to be some excitement here,
Yeah.
we're probably involved.
Yeah.
but it's all with this heart attitude of we're involved for the sake of people. It's not just a database. It's not just numbers.
People driven. Yeah.
It's all about the people. And so we manage our entire tech stack, which we tend to be very tech forward. Any part of the recruiting process that needs any back end support, my team is the one providing. And of course, our incredible marketing team.
That's right.
Yes.
That's right.
And they do anything you see on social media, but also this client event we just had for Frontline Response. They were the ones to mock up all the merch and get all the content from that. And they crush it.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I mean, I think when I look at some of the things that you guys are doing, spearheading these movements, it's awesome because like you said, you're involved in every facet. So what I heard was they basically do everything.
Pretty much.
That's what I heard. I mean, I don't know.
When I talk to my friends, and sometimes, I have Leah Johnson, who joined our sales team. When I was telling her, about Core Group, maybe she should check it out. She went and looked at everything, and the one thing she came back and said, she's like, "Man, that community engagement, that's so cool.
Yeah,
like that's just like so cool that you'll have that. Like no other company has that.
Yeah,
and so it's such a great thing that we have it here. That a lot of people like." A lot of other companies would be like, well, why do you need that? And you're like, no, like we can't live without it. So we're just going to keep going with it.
Yeah.
So
that's right. And it ties into our core values, service
does.
above self.
Yes.
So we're engaged with that. That's cool. Thank you.
That's awesome. Guys.
So I am not the only one getting married. You are getting married.
We're both getting married. Not to each other.
Not to each other. No.
Not to each other.
No.
Good one, Leanne.
Yeah. No.
That's right.
But so talk to me a little bit how wedding planning is going, because mine's been just awesome. Awesome.
It's a big project.
It is.
It is a big project.
It's like building a house. That's the best way I can describe it. It's like building a house. There's starting from nothing. You got to build it to this most amazing thing.
That's right.
Bedding, drapes, pictures, and all.
The whole nine.
That's right.
Well, so I managed events for 9 years.
Oh,
right.
Wow.
Working in church, a lot of what I did was planning events for
Easter
anywhere
Sunday.
from 100 to 2,000 children involved in a single thing. And so that kind of gives me a leg up.
Yeah.
I'm way less stressed about this one because it's my event for me and my partner.
Are you doing all the planning too, or you have somebody doing it?
We'll probably bring in like a day of coordinator because I don't want to be juggling the pieces, the day of.
Your day you're trying to get ready.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be a morning wedding and there's going to be brunch. And
that's awesome.
I don't know if you know me, but I'm not actually a morning person. I just really like brunch.
I'm a night owl.
Like around 11 o'clock.
Yeah.
Right
10:30ish. That's really, so I cannot coordinate because it's too early for me.
That's fair.
But I have my dress.
That's awesome.
We have our wedding party. They've all said yes.
That's fantastic.
Colors are coming.
Okay.
We have our photographer.
No colors.
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be colors.
Yeah.
Which color?
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
And then date is scheduled. It'll be at our church. We've already started meeting with our priest.
That's
so it's
fantastic.
kind of coming together.
Yeah. The house is being built.
The house is being built.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Right.
Do y'all know where y'all want to go for y'all's honeymoon? We talked about. I got told that we're going to Greece.
I was going to say you got voluntold.
You got told.
I got told. I got voluntold. I got told.
Sorry,
hey,
buddy,
I want to go here,
day.
and
we just show up in the tux.
That's what I got told. Just show up and smile.
Yeah. That's
hard for me. You know me.
I know you're very much a planner.
I know. I'm a planner. Like I want to know everything there is to know about this wedding from top to bottom.
Yeah.
Welcome to being a husband.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah. That's it.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Welcome.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Gosh.
But have y'all decided where y'all are going?
So we're not going anywhere right after the wedding.
Okay.
We'll take a couple days and just settle in. We just repiped our entire house.
That's right.
So that's the honeymoon money is currently bringing water through the house, which
is a need.
That ain't cheap.
Honeymoon versus a working shower.
Right. Right.
You had to pick.
Right.
You have to pick.
Right.
So we've just decided to make any trip we do this year a mini moon. So we're going on the like company trip to Florida, and so we're having a Florida moon.
That's smart.
Mm-hmm. And then in October the goal is to go to New Mexico for the Higher Balloon Festival. So
That'll
then
be
we'll
fun.
have, and it'll be my 30th. So we'll have a 30 moon.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna like make it all a party.
I never heard that term, mini moon. Did you just coin that? Or
no, I did not. That's from somewhere.
I'm like, okay, mini moon.
That sounds really cool. I'll take 4.
Yeah. I'll take 5. Yeah. Wow. So we talked about going back to, as you can tell through the podcast, folks. I mean, Leanne she's a rock star. She does it all. I mean, community, all this stuff. All the things she got going on in the personal life, here, and everything in between. How do you still manage stress? Because stress, we have it all. How do you manage your stressors? What are some strategies? What are some techniques? What are some things you do to release and kind of keep your head on?
Oh man, this is one of the things I'm most passionate about. So just like buckle in.
Okay, all right, yeah,
we're ready.
So stress. First of all, I think it's important to look at your life and ask, what stress am I causing or creating, and what stress is my environment causing or creating?
That's a good one.
Because there's some things you do yourself that then there's just some accountability and some adjustment. But there are other things that you are not in control of.
That's right.
Mm-hmm. And I don't think you always realize when you're in it that it's your environment, but after you get out of it and you're like, whoa.
Take a step back.
Yeah. I'm not actually as unstable as I thought I was. My environment was actually just so overwhelming.
True. Mm-hmm. So true.
So first of all, just look, observe, right? Always a good step. Like, what is in my world? But then some stress you can't get rid of. Some stress you have to sit in. There's no good solution and you're just stuck in it. And for that, I would say a couple of things. One, have good people.
Yep.
Have your people that will listen to you talk about the same thing over and over.
Absolutely.
100 times.
Let you vent.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
Yeah.
Two, faith is really important to me because I think there are some things that seem so overwhelming in life that if you don't have something bigger than that moment, like where's the hope going to come from?
Absolutely.
You gotta have something
Tell my
bigger than
kids that
yourself.
all the time. Yeah.
Yeah. So finding that point of hope for yourself, I think helps even with day-to-day stress because it shifts that perspective. It goes from this in this moment is so overwhelming to, oh, there's another moment.
Right.
There might be a better moment. Also, stand-up comedy helps a lot. Finding something to laugh. If you can convince your body that you are safe, so finding a way to laugh, making sure you actually breathe and like breathe out with long breaths.
Yeah.
All that fun stuff.
All that stuff. Yeah.
That will convince your brain that you are not as stressed.
Right.
But then last, and this is what I do the most with work stress, is I hate running. By the way, unless there are zombies after me, I will not be running. Yeah. But if you tell me there is a fun run with like obstacles or like bubble pits or colors involved, I will do that.
Okay.
Because suddenly it's fun. Right? There's things to avoid and to go around.
Right.
And
People
so
are throwing colors at you.
Yeah, exactly. That's fun.
Yep.
I think.
I did a color run. Yeah. It was so much fun.
And then you're like, I'm breathing it in. But it's fine.
Yeah.
But if you can convince yourself that these stressors coming in are not things that are out to get you, but are obstacles for you to run around, then suddenly it's an obstacle course.
That's right.
And then that's play.
Right.
And then it's not as scary.
Yep.
That's good. So
That
identifying what stressors you can control and can't control.
Yep.
And I like the challenge, making it, hey, I like that concept. I think that's good, Leanne. That's a good
I like those steps.
Oh, some good nuggets there.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like you said, it's part of it. And like you said, some stuff we just got to sit in and kind of weather the storm.
Yeah. Feel the feelings. Be in the moment.
Yeah. And I think another one was important is having that support system. I think that's underrated, wouldn't you say?
Yep.
I mean, just having some people, whether it's your spouse, whether it's friends. And here's what I would say too, to piggyback what Leanne said. You got to have some people who are willing to listen, but also hold you accountable as well.
Exactly.
I'm reminded of Nathan and David, and David began to tell him all his frustration, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that. And so Nathan tells him, well, I have, you have a rich man and a poor man, and he took the sheep, and David was kindled in his anger, and he said, where is that man? And I'll go get him right now.
Yeah.
And Nathan turns to him and say, you are that man. So that accountability, and when David, the Bible says he was struck, he was humbled by that, and he changed the course of his ways through that. So that support system you spoke on, that's so huge, huge. That's awesome. I got another fun question.
All right.
We do our homework, a little bit of homework on our people that we have.
Oh, goodness.
Yes. And someone told me, legend has it, that you can blow a little bit.
Blow?
Sing.
Sing.
I can
blow.
sing.
Sing, blow. Yeah. Thanks for
I don't-
clarifying that.
Same
I
thing.
don't know slang well enough.
Same thing.
I remember
That's
as a
right.
nerd.
That's right. She
I've
was the
heard it.
nerd. Yeah, that's right. She. I got a hip on that. But anyway, if if your life was a song,
Yeah.
what song would you
Oh God.
choose?
So here's the problem. Can it be an album? Like, can it
Yeah.
be more than one?
What'd you say, Walker?
Walker said yes.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll go.
we gotta,
I was gonna make it tough for
it
her,
depends
but-
what album. It depends what album.
That's fair.
So it's a
That's fair.
contingency on it. So
Yeah.
okay, it depends
Could be-
what album.
Well, it's not. Oh no. So I'm gonna compile. I would compile my own album.
Please.
Oh,
Right.
okay,
Like
I got
the
you.
moments of Leanne.
Okay.
So in other words, it's so
Is there
it's so many.
anything by Taylor
Yeah.
Swift?
I would take that. That's great.
Excellent.
Okay, I
Thank
thought it
you.
was you. Okay,
Is
I'm
there-
glad my
so that's
exception is
approved.
approved.
Is there
That's approved.
anything by Taylor Swift?
Not. I mean, she's a good vibe, but it's not on the list.
That's my
She
girl.
didn't make the list.
That's my girl.
She didn't make the list.
I
Walker.
mean-
this is Leanne's list.
That's fair.
This is not
This is
Walker's
my
list.
list.
That's
yes.
fair.
All right, go.
All right.
You got the floor.
Here we go. Number one. My sister is 7 years younger than me, and she is the human I love most in the world. I half raised her, like, right? Like, I love her so much. I just want to, like, squish her. And Tarzan was our movie.
Okay.
Okay.
And the song
Classic.
You'll Be in My Heart.
Classic.
Oh,
Yes.
Oh,
Classic.
yeah.
Tarzan.
Is that Phil?
Yeah, Phil Collins.
Yeah, best
Yeah.
Phil
Yeah.
Collins. Yeah.
That's song number one. She actually has a tattoo from that song on her with my name in it because it's
What's
like,
That's awesome.
wait? Say the name again. I missed it.
it's You'll Be in My Heart.
You'll be in my heart. Okay.
Yeah, it's a really good song.
I'm gonna go Google that one. I can't
Yeah,
remember. I
it's
can't
the-
remember. It's not coming up the
It
top
goes
of my
like,
head.
"Come stop your crying, gonna
Yeah.
be all right." Like it's like where she like comforts him.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
It's really good.
it's really cute.
Yeah.
Okay, that's number one.
That's number one because that was like formative of all my relationships.
Okay.
Right. Number two is really anything by like Maverick City or Charity Gale
Okay.
or man, there's so many good faith-based singers right now where it's just like you make this face when
Yeah,
you're listening
yeah,
to
yeah,
it,
yeah.
and they would just like be in a puddle for number two, like
Yeah.
all their
Just
stuff.
lumped in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything by that.
What the Kingdom looks like, or This Is What the Kingdom Looks Like by Maverick City would probably be like the headliner.
Yep.
Yeah.
Number three would be anytime I need like a, just like a pump up song. Lizzo's Like a Girl
Okay.
is,
Okay.
it'll get me there like most
That's
of the
right.
time.
You there?
It's a
yeah.
bop.
Yeah, it's a bop.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
a bop.
Yeah.
And then for my partner, I actually like to write songs for fun, like as a hobby, not as like a thing.
Yeah.
But I have a couple songs that, it's fun to sing songs to your person that you love.
Original.
and-
course.
These are
Yeah,
originals.
yeah.
Wow.
So one of those for her.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Wow. So out of all those you mentioned, and you, let's say, hypothetically went to a karaoke, which we probably need to make a.
We do need to
probably
do that.
make
We
a
did
co-group
for
karaoke
Christmas.
We did it
night.
for Christmas
yeah,
here.
but we
We need to
didn't have
go. We need to
didn't-
go somewhere.
We had a few here and there. We
I
need
know.
to have one.
We need to have
actually.
one. Well,
Bob is on board. Bob loves
Bob
karaoke.
loves karaoke.
Y'all
Like
heard that,
passionate.
Bob?
We'll
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
call. We'll call somebody.
We'll let community engagement specialist.
Yes, we'll let community. Yeah, we'll let
Karaoke.
y'all take
Let her
that
do
one.
the karaoke.
Well, y'all take that one,
But-
and we'll
but-
set something up.
But if we had a karaoke song and you had to choose it today,
Yeah.
what would you come out with?
Just for karaoke, just
Just
for
for
fun.
karaoke.
No, nothing
We're
attached
going
to
tonight.
it.
We're going tonight, and you got to
Uh-huh.
pick a song and you got to kill it. Which one is it?
I did Don't Stop Believing at the Christmas party.
Yes.
That's pretty up there.
Yep.
Or Seasons of Love by Rent. Just like songs that everybody's like
Yeah, everybody
knows well
knows.
enough
Everybody
to
gonna
be
rock
like,
with.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I love those.
You're gonna
Those
go
are
with
great.
a popular classic.
Oh, yeah.
basically.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
Yep.
Well, Leanne, what's what's the best way that you spend an hour? Personally and at work. What's something if you had 1 hour, what is that hour filled up with?
I tell you what. Let's do it like this. Let's do it twofold, Walker.
Yeah.
At work, what's the best way to spend that hour?
All right.
And then at home, what is
Okay.
the best way to spend that hour?
Let's do at work first.
Okay.
Sure.
Because I
All
love
right.
my job.
Yes.
All right.
At work, best way to spend an hour is probably for me in a meeting. And I know
Okay.
that sounds weird. Like, who likes meetings? Me. I do, which is good.
Me.
Which
Yeah.
is good. I average 15 to 20 meetings a
And
week.
Walker's the meeting. I'm
Yeah, but
sure
I'm
his
right
team.
there with you.
I'm sure his team is watching this
Yeah.
saying, "Yeah, you and Walker on the same page."
I love meetings.
I love meetings. This is why
we know.
Walker and I are
We know.
friends.
Yes.
We know. Your team knows. We know. So yeah.
Meetings are where, for me, they're where I can get stuff done because everything my team does touches someone else. And so
Okay.
that way I have the people in the room that we're working with and collaborating with.
Okay.
And you get a lot further that way.
Yeah.
If it's a good meeting. Now there's meetings that aren't worth having, but for the most part, Most of my meetings I enjoy and I get a lot done.
Yeah.
Like some of those, you're like, you could have told me in an email.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some, they're needed. They are.
Absolutely. And nothing beats face to face.
No,
that's
yeah.
why we're here.
Like you get to see body language, you get to see, make sure
Yep.
they're engaged. So I get it.
I
I
like
definitely
that.
get it.
And what about personally?
Personally, man, I really enjoy adventures, but I need to give a caveat.
Okay.
To me, I'll go up to my partner and I'll be like, let's go on an adventure. And she's like, okay, we going to Target? And like,
Yeah.
that's
That is an
my,
adventure.
that's an adventure.
Oh my
It's
God.
an adventure.
But to me, it's the small daily tasks that you do in an enjoyable way.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, there's a certain level of like, we put a lot of ourselves into our job, right? It's a good place to give a lot.
That's
but
right.
then taking some of that and giving it into your personal life and like finding joy in cooking, or man, I really got into organizing and minimalism during the pandemic.
Right.
That was my like making bread hobby for the pandemic.
Right.
And it's just enjoyable to play with the things in your own life. So the small moments, the little adventures, that I could go to IKEA for an hour almost any day and just stroll through, just to have a walk and look at some things.
Oh my goodness. Good man. Oh yeah, that's an adventure I don't want to take
I
to
like that.
Target.
You don't
You
like,
like it?
I mean,
we'll go.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm in.
No, count me out. Grocery
Yeah.
stores, Target. No.
I don't mind. I
No,
don't mind.
no.
I like to go at like 1 a.m.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah, you go at like 1 a.m. and you just like, you just like, I say, hey, we're going.
Yeah.
Get in the car. And it's just, you just go and you find stuff.
It's a good stroll with
But-
like treasures.
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me, Walker. You around here all the time.
I
moving
know.
around
I'm
and
always
doing this
walking.
and-
It's like it's
and-
in my name or something.
Yeah, yeah. No. I'm
Yeah.
going to, either my wife is going to do it, or at least I will order online.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm the online person.
That makes it
Just
easier.
give me my groceries when I get there,
Yep.
and I can go back to watch
You
my
good.
game and
That's
chilling
fair.
or whatever.
That's
So yeah,
fair.
yeah. So going back to your singing, I got to go
Yeah.
back there.
Have
I
at
want to
it.
know your top, like, let's say we did top songs, but give me some names on the bands. I know you said Maverick City would be
Of Maverick
one.
City.
If you had a top five, Leanne,
yeah.
what would that be? We know Maverick
of-
City's in there
Alright.
because
Of,
you already said
Yeah.
that.
bands or singers?
Charity
Yeah, bands are
Gale.
singers. Thank you,
yeah.
Walker.
Charity Gale.
Charity Gale from People in Song. She's,
Okay.
man, she's a powerhouse.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to say this person's name. It's, man, I'm going to butcher this completely, but it's Tove Styrke, Tovestyrke. If you want to like feel yourself a
I'm
little,
gonna Google
she's
that.
good.
Yeah,
Yeah, I enjoy her
find
stuff.
out.
Okay.
What type of music is she?
It's like slow pop.
Okay.
Like it's
slow
like,
pop.
yeah. Okay, that was three.
Yep.
Gosh, this is a hard question.
I know.
Because I'm like
Taylor Swift is still available.
I don't think they told you my guilty pleasure.
No,
No.
but we would
Ooh.
like to know.
So if I'm working on a project,
Yeah.
I will find one song and I will play it on repeat.
Same. I do the exact same thing.
Oh, wow,
I
look at
put
that.
it on repeat and
Yeah.
I will like, just put AirPods in and I would just be like, okay, like when I warm
And you know, if anybody heard that, they would be like, "What's wrong with you?"
Yes, I know.
But no, it's great.
and I do that when I'm warming up for golf. I put on one song. Like
Yes.
just no matter, it's like one song and like that's just
your
what I
song.
do. Yes.
Yes.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yes.
Wow.
There's a new song, Chronically Cautious by Braden. I don't know. It's like trending right now
Yeah.
on something. But it's not, I don't really like struggle a lot with anxiety, but it's just a good bop. So I've
Yes.
been listening to it all week
There
and
you
I'm
go.
like,
Yeah.
this is a good beat. Like,
Yeah.
let's just listen to
Yeah.
this song.
Yeah.
John Batiste, he has some good like grooving songs if you like want to like loosen up a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I like his stuff. How many is that?
That's
I think it's
4.
5.
Is that 5? Let's
One,
recap.
two.
Maverick City.
Maverick City, Charity,
Charity Gale, Tove
Yep.
Styrke. What was the last one we just talked about? The Chronically Cautious song,
Yeah.
whatever.
And the one that had a long name, did you say that one? That had the Google T?
Yeah.
Okay,
Start
That's
with a
4.
T.
So that's 4.
Yeah.
And then
it's
John
one more.
Batiste.
And then John Batiste, that's 5.
Oh, that's
That's
5.
fine.
Right.
Yeah.
we're
Okay.
right.
Cool,
we're
cool,
right.
cool.
Just
we're
like
right.
a mix of like this
Yeah.
this head motion.
Cool.
That's fair.
Cool.
That's a good one.
I want to see you. I want to see you blow. I want to see you sing.
You want to see me
Yes.
sing?
Can you-
Yeah.
on the spot.
Yeah, I can sing.
Sing us a good
We
song that
really
comes to mind.
we
A
need to
good
be able to
song
we
that
need to be
comes
able to
to
put
mind.
music through this.
That's
I
okay.
know.
Oh, we can? Can we do that?
I'm good.
We're gonna have
okay.
our first
Acapella, though,
She's
for right
acapella.
now.
Let's
I
go.
like that.
It's harder to sing
Let's
with
go.
a track if you haven't.
is?
You're about to hear it on
Really?
the compass.
I don't know. To me.
That's fair.
Okay. So this is a song I wrote
Okay.
for Jess earlier in our relationship. It was actually about how I figured out she might be into me.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
we
sing
get
you
an
like
original.
Yeah, they're easier to sing. They're made for your voice.
Yeah. Oh, that's
There's
true.
no- right?
That's true.
I'm like the first bar, right?
That's fair.
Okay.
She drew a rainbow on her skin with a retro 4-color pen, and hope grew into something new. What if maybe she liked girls too? What if maybe she liked me too?
That's fantastic.
Thanks, guys.
That's awesome.
Leanne, voice.
That's so nice. That's
Wow.
awesome.
Perk of growing
Yeah,
up in a musical family, guys.
But Leanne has a voice that you can
That's-
kind of
yeah.
tell. It's like made for that type of song.
Yeah.
You should be able to hear people's speaking voices
You
and
can.
then know what their singing voice is.
Yes.
I think.
It's like some people, they got a radio voice, they got a TV voice, they
Yeah.
got a singing voice. It's just something.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
That
no
was
surprise.
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
That was
Thank you.
beautiful.
Thank you for sharing
that.
that.
Was awesome.
Thank you for sharing that.
Well, we're coming towards,
This was fun.
This has been
Yeah,
awesome.
Leanne was fun.
We're getting towards the end. We always like to end with Bible
Yes.
verse. That's our thing.
Yes.
So this week's is 1 John 1:7. But if we walk in the light as he is the light, we have fellowship with one another, and the blood of Jesus, his son, purifies us from all sin.
Not some sin,
All sin.
all sin.
sin.
Yep. And
Wasn't
I really
there a
like
song
that.
about that
Amen.
in the 90s?
Possibly.
Yeah.
You would know better than we would.
That's
There was
right.
It was like in the light. Anyway,
Yes.
We'll look
love
it
that
up.
verse.
We'll look it up.
Yeah.
We'll look it up.
Absolutely.
Well-
Absolutely.
Well, this is just, it's been an awesome time having you. Leanne, you're somebody that, I call my big sister. I don't
Yeah.
have a big sister.
We're
so it's awesome.
related.
Yeah, we basically are.
Yeah.
So I would go, when we were at the old office, my desk was like on the opposite side of Leanne's.
Yeah.
And back when I was just a recruiter, it would just be, we were so crazy, so stressful that I would just, I have to walk. That's just what I do. It's in my
Yeah.
name. And I would walk down to her desk, and she looked at me probably 2 weeks after I started, and she was like, hey, come color. And I was like, okay, sure. I'll go color with you.
Yeah.
So I was literally sat at her desk. I colored for 10 minutes, and she's like, are you better? And I was like, I actually am. She's like, okay, you're good to go.
Wow. Wow.
And literally for the next 7 months,
Yeah.
every other week, I would walk by her desk and be like, pull it out.
It's
She'd
time.
hold it out, set it right
Yes.
there, put the color right there, and then she would continue to work, and I would just sit there and color, and she would just say yep, you're good. And it was just the best thing ever. I haven't done it in a while. We read books now.
Yes.
Yeah,
But-
we do read books. We have book club.
Yeah, we have book club on
Yes,
Friday,
yes.
but I will come back in color for sure.
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you so much for being
and,
that.
And to piggyback off Walker, when I came, you were just so helpful. Just a bright spot in this company, and we like to give you your flowers while you live in on this show, and we're gonna give them to you now. You're special to us. We all know we can't do a lot what we do without Leanne being at the forefront of that. So we appreciate you, and thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah.
you guys. This
Absolutely.
has been so fun with y'all.
Yeah.
I was
Absolutely.
a little nervous, but I was like, I'll be
See?
okay because
No,
I
you're
have Jeremy
good.
and Walker.
That's
Yeah.
right. It's not
Yeah.
as bad.
We're fun.
That's right.
We're fun.
That's
yeah.
fun.
Well, we hope you guys have enjoyed this episode of the Core Compass podcast. You can find plenty of great, exciting content from other people like Leanne on our blog, LinkedIn, our website, everything. You can find the link in the description to our LinkedIn, our Facebook, our Instagram, all at Core Group Resources. Guys, this has been amazing.
This
Thank
has
you
been
so much.
amazing.
We'll see you
Yes.
guys next week.
We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
week.